my name is Mariam. I'm currently in IBA in my third year. Before I started my small business, I've I come from a family that is a business oriented family. I've studied O and A levels. I've taken two gap years, where in the first year I worked at a school in the admin. Um, and in my second gap year, I started to go to LUMS, and then I left LUMS and came to IBM. I never thought I would actually be an entrepreneur. I've come from a family where it is my father is a businessman, but I never thought I would go into that because I wanted to be a therapist. However, it's interesting, and I ended up going towards that uh, way. My father has helped me, he has guided me, and my brother. So that's what, and then gradually I started seeing things in my family, like my parents and my dad. Is the autonomy, is deciding everything yourself. It's a responsibility, which kind of attracted me as well. Um, in terms of hindsight, whether my education was helpful for me, I think it was 100%. Because the kind of business that I have, I do need to understand people, and I'm doing social sciences right now, so it's easy for me to know and understand that there are different kinds of people. And because my business is basically small, customized games, it deals with different kinds of people, and it helps me know how to be kind, even when the customers are really rude sometimes. And I I'm currently also simultaneously working as a community manager for a company, and that's why I feel like I'm at the same time learning to have some experience for actually have more experience for marketing as well. So I started this during COVID actually, but it's something that I'd been brewing in my mind for a very long time. Since it's customized games, it's something that I'd been doing anyway, without really charging anyone for it, and I would give it to my friends. I would make it for their birthdays. And it was one of those days where I was sitting and I was speaking to my sister, um, and about her thing, and it came to my mind that it's a brilliant idea, and I should try it, right? Like at least once. Um, and I thought during COVID, it's the best time because people are, they're looking to do things at home because they had nothing else to do. So that was a golden opportunity because people had the time to play games. I did not have a lot. I did have a business plan, but not a very avid one. I spoke to my parents about it. I looked up my own savings. I did not ask for a lot of money. I wanted to start small because I wasn't sure that it's going to work because it's a very untapped market in Pakistan. I'm very young. Um, so I looked into that. I spoke to my parents. They said, there's no harm in trying, go for it. I don't have any partners. Um, I I'm doing it all alone. It's self-financed for my savings. Family was super helpful. They would go with me to vendors. They would listen to all the ideas I had. They would go into all this, like all the discussions, because games are a lot like intricate. You need to look over the content, the grammar. I had a lot of support from some of my friends as well who would go over the grammar for me. Who would check the product as well if I needed them to. My startup plan was simple. I was gonna make a small investment at first. I did have to eventually over succeed my main investment, to be honest, because I realized that it wasn't enough, and there were things I still needed to get to at least have a small section of product range. I couldn't just have like two or three, because that's so many ideas. I picked the best 5 or 6, and that was my first launch. And I kept going to like different vendors all over Karachi. I reached out to vendors as well. Even though COVID was going on, shops were still open, so I could do that. It took me approximately a month and a half to get this on the running in the sense that to do was get the similar kind of boxes made so that the price and cost wouldn't go so up. Not every game had a different not every game had a different box for it. There were different designs, covers, and everything, but that's how I worked it out. So it took me a month and a half to come up with the content and everything for all of this. And overall, I spend approximately 2 hours minimum a day when I'm not working on a new product launch. When I am working on a new product launch, I spend at least 3 to 4 hours a day, because content creation takes time, and since I'm solely working on it at the moment, all the content, all the designing, everything comes down onto me, including the marketing and the photography. So for that, since it was a very small investment, I did not. I mean, it didn't take that long. I think it took me 3 to 4 months to gain back at it, because breaking the market is what actually essentially took time, right? Actually, not even 3 4 months. It took me like 6 7 months at least, I think, because it's an Instagram business and Facebook, so it's not physical, and because it's virtual, people are no, they're not sure if they should buy it or not, because they don't know if they can trust it. But once you break the market, that's when the whole thing goes on. And then depending on the kind of days and times, because I would see like an extremely flux of orders during Valentine's Day, because I do have a lot of games for couples too, and that was actually during Valentine's Day. In fact, I work at least like 5 to 6 hours even without working on a product launch, because packing orders, packing games, it takes time, because we have to check each and everything. We have to check quality for each and every card, because if it's a mess up, it's not fair on the customer. I in the starting, I was very stressed because I didn't know if it would work out. Even sometimes there are moments here and there where there are dry spells because people are just not buying things, or they're not getting enough reach. My business not getting enough reach. But eventually it works out. I did speak to lawyers for all of this. Accountant wise, I don't need a heavy accountant at the moment, so I do the accounting myself, but I did reach out to my brother, who's good at it and who does it for his own thing, and he made me this Excel file sheet which I use every day. What did you perceive? I think my venture's biggest strength was that it's so different. There's no one doing what I'm doing at the moment, what I'm providing, and I think I'm the first in the market kind of situation, because I don't, of course, there are board games, there are card games, there are question games that are already existent. I'm not saying that I've launched that idea as a whole, but to make customized games and within Pakistan, I think it's a very different idea, because not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of people even think of that. And I see people struggling. They want to have a bridal shower game, but they don't have any time to make it, and they just have to do these random ones where they take it out on their phone. So I think that's a strength, because I'm involving, our business is included in happy things. It's events, birthdays, anniversaries, friends. It's a happy vibe, and I think that's a huge advantage, because people like to look at different things, get different things for different activities, because in Pakistan we also don't have a lot of activities, so it kind of gives an advantage. weakness is that it's a very difficult business to explain to people, because I've gotten multiple messages just asking, what is this? How does it work? Why it's so confusing? Even it's right out there, like, it's a game thing and everything, but it's hard for people to understand. And a lot of people don't even know if they want to spend that much, because it is very customized. It's not an average Pakistani wouldn't buy it. So of course the market is niche. I think my best moment was Valentine's Day this year, actually, because I actually I did not have to. I had to reinvest money because I didn't have a lot of money left in the business at the moment, and I just had to invest more again, because I needed to get something made for Valentine's Day. So I invested again, and I was really worried because I didn't think they would sell out. They were notebooks, like prompted notebooks that I made for Valentine for couples, and and without exaggeration, within a week and a half or 2 weeks maybe, I was sold out. And that's that, and that was one of the biggest successes for me. So my current target market in specific is 18 to 35-year-olds, mostly females, but also males. I am trying to break the market for males more as well, but it's a bit difficult. Other than that, channels that I'm using in social media only at the moment, it's home based. The key revenue and cost structures. So revenue, since it's only been a year and a half, the revenue has been decent. Cost gets covered, and it just reinvested, because it's a small business, so that's how it goes. So challenges and stuff was breaking the market, of course. And risks was investing my own money into it. Risk is every time I'm introducing a new product, it is a risk, because you can't just make one of a product. You have to make it more than one, and that is a huge risk, because what if they don't sell? What if you've invested a huge amount of money into something and it's just not going to happen? So there's that. And so yeah, that, I guess that's it. And the way I deal with these risks and everything is that I try to understand people. I try to see where the gap is, and more than anything, I see myself as a consumer too. I'm very much like the demographic that I'm trying to reach out to. I'm not reaching out to a demographic that is not me as well. And I try to think about things that I would buy, things that I would want to buy from my other half or my family, or my friends, my best friend, and I know, and then I work according to that. I try to think, okay, if I'm having a birthday party, what's that one different thing I could have? And that's what I do. And uncertainty, I guess with confidence, like there's some sense of confidence. It's understanding your market, it's understanding your people, and you do start gaining some sense of like, okay, I know this is going to work out. It might take a while for people to start noticing it, or a while for people to understand it, but eventually it's going to work out. So there's like some uncertainty, like it goes away, but like the premise of it will stay, because you never know if a product's going to work, if people are going to like the content of the product. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much.